All right, what's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NBA podcast back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak. We got Chris on the show. Chris, good to have you.
Yes, good as always.
Man, this is going to be a fun one. This is going to be the 2000 NBA Finals Game 4 rewatch. Lakers at Pacers. Lakers up 2 games to 1. I know Kobe Bryant's your favorite player, so this has got to be a lot of fun for you.
Absolutely.
Do you
And
remember this series?
I do vaguely. Last night I watched it again too, just to get refreshed on it. And I had forgotten that he was hobbled in
Yeah,
the beginning of the
so
series.
yeah, I had forgotten that too. I've gone back and watched every game of this series. Kobe sprains his ankle early in the first quarter of game 2, misses the rest of that game, and then misses all of game 3. So this is his first game back. Um, Lakers win up 2-0, but the Pacers won game 3 with no Kobe. So it's 2 games to 1. And this is really the series, right? If Indiana can win this and even the series at 2-2, now we got a series. But if LA can pull this out, then it's 3-1 and they only need one more win. So see a young Mark Jackson there?
Yeah. I forgot he was even on the Pacers, man. This is some nice nostalgia for me.
Absolutely. We got this is Phil Jackson's first year as the Lakers coach, and Larry Bird is the head coach of the Indiana Pacers. And here's the tip. Here come the Lakers on offense. Um, what do you remember? I mean, what when you watch this, what surprised you about this Lakers? I mean, you remember Glenn Rice, Ron Harper, all these guys?
Yeah, just Rick Fox, Robert Ory.
Yeah,
I did forget about AC Green.
yep. Old AC Green at this point. I, you
And I
know, I, I know you're a Lakers fan, but even in the rewatch, man, I'm rooting for the Pacers so hard in this series. I want Reggie Miller to get that elusive championship ring. You know what I mean?
right.
But at this time, Shaq is ringless and Kobe's ringless. So this is a big, big time in for all these guys' careers. There's Reggie Miller with the opening three.
Yeah, Reggie was a nice pure shooter, man. He was great off the ball, moving around without the ball.
Yeah, a lot like him and Rip Hamilton would do that, where they just run around and make you chase them the whole game.
Oh, Steph Curry,
Yep.
Jalen
Something.
Rose, Rick Smits.
So
Man, I
something.
forgot.
Yeah, Rick Smith. Something to keep an eye on. Rick Smith balls out in this game. Like and it goes to show you nobody talks about Rick Smits. He was a pretty good center.
He was.
Uh-oh. Oh, Shaq was trying to throw that one down.
And what's crazy is Shaq actually had a decent free throw shooting game this game after I made that comment last night.
Yep. Shaq was he made him when it counted. And this series, I believe it was might have been game 2. Um Shaq breaks, it's still a record. It's a playoff record for
What,
39.
39 times.
Yeah, 39 free throw attempts in a single game. It's unbelievable. And Shaq statistically just kills it this series. I mean, he's doing 40 and 15 routinely.
Yeah, I think they said they held Shaq to like 33 points and they thought they held him in check.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And then Reggie Miller goes off, he gets 33 and he's going off.
Yep. So the big thing on Shaq, the narrative at this point is, can he get it done, right? Can he win a championship? It's hard to believe that that was ever a narrative about Shaq. But early in his career, he struggled. Even, he made the finals in 95 and got swept against the Rockets when he was in Orlando. And then early in LA, he couldn't get to the finals. Now he's finally there. And the Pacers are still a pretty good test.
Yeah, the Pacers, they had a really good team that year, to be honest. They had a lot of pieces that just went together and helped the team gel.
I know
Jalen
you're.
Rose, Sam
Yeah, I know you're.
Perkins.
I know you're a Michigan fan. You're a fan of Jalen Rose.
I do like Jalen Rose. I always like Jalen.
Yeah, yeah, and he's number two, the number two option at a young age. Reggie's
I was a
obviously.
Reggie I was a Reggie Miller fan too. I just not
Yep.
this series.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I rooted for Reggie a lot against the Knicks, not against the Bulls, but here's Smith, so getting him some touches early against AC Green.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
he started this game I think like 4 for 4 or 5 for 5.
Yeah, there's Phil.
AC Green.
Young Kobe with the fro, huh?
Yeah, you can definitely tell that ankle's bothering him too.
Yeah, but he has a good game. You'll see. Even on a bum ankle, he comes back. He knows it's the finals. It's championship time. Great start by Indiana, up 9-2 early. Turnovers for LA. Here's Shaq. Man, prime Shaq is one of the most dominant players of all time. Like Indiana was just throwing bigs at him, and there was just nothing you could really do, you know?
There's Glenn
Oh,
Rice with the three.
yeah, and one.
Yeah, in my opinion, Shaq is the most dominant player of all time.
Yeah, I mean, the
They had
old
no no they had no answer for him.
yes. I mean, the old heads will tell you Wilt Chamberlain, and statistically, Wilt Chamberlain's got to be right, probably the best. But
I would have loved to see a prime Wilt against a prime Shaq.
yeah,
And that's
uh,
the thing. We'll never get to see those matchups. And that's why it's so hard to like everybody has their goat, and that's for a reason. I mean,
yep,
without them actually seeing them play against each other and without actually seeing those things, like it's all speculation
absolutely.
and
Nice move
opinion.
by Smits.
Very nice move. I mean, I don't knock anybody for if they pick LeBron, they pick LeBron, and that's just their opinion. I mean, I can't not. I mean, my thing is, look, LeBron's finals record is what says it for me. Like, you can't have a losing record in the finals and expect to be the GOAT. I don't care what your stats are.
Yeah, yep, you got to get it done on the biggest stage. I mean, you think about 10 trips. Imagine if he had a winning record. Imagine if he is 6-4 or 7-3. I mean, 6 or 7 rings, he would have a legit conversation to be the GOAT.
Absolutely.
But 4-6, not, that doesn't do it for me. There's a lot of guys that are 5, 6 championships. Magic, Kobe, Duncan's got 5, Kareem's got 6, Jordan's got 6, Bill Russell's got 11.
I mean, and Kobe had the toughest road to his championships than any of the others
Yeah, I
as
mean,
far as competition and
those Celtics teams were nasty. Nice bucket by young Kobe. And then so the series before this is when they played the Blazers, the Lakers Blazers. It went 7 games, and they had to come back from down 15 in the fourth quarter to win game 7. So, you win that game 7 and get to the finals for the first time um in LA. That's got to be kind of like the sigh of relief, like, look, now is our time, right?
absolutely.
Getting through Scottie Pippen and Rasheed Wallace and Sabonis and those Blazers.
And it's almost, Pacers lose this game and it's like, okay, we got one more home game and then we gotta win three in a row. We gotta win two in
Yeah.
LA. That's
Yeah,
very, very hard to do.
absolutely. This is a must win. And you'll see how hard fought it is down to the wire. Um, you
It was a
know,
very good game.
Yeah. And the thing is that that's the NBA history, man. It comes down to one shot here, one shot there. You take away John Paxson's shot against the Suns. You take away Steve Kerr's shot against the Jazz. Take away Ray Allen's shot against the Spurs. Kyrie Irving's shot against the Warriors. So much drastically changes in NBA history based on one shot here or there, you know?
One free throw.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lakers missed some free throws down the stretch that would have sealed the deal before overtime.
Yep. Ooh, turnover there by Mark Jackson. He was a hell of a point guard, though. I believe LeBron just passed Mark Jackson for career assists. So that goes to show you. I mean, LeBron's been doing it for 20 years. But Mark Jackson was pretty damn good.
Absolutely.
Nice bucket by Rick Smits. So we got a real good game so far. What do you think of Larry Bird at head coach?
I like it.
Yeah,
I like Larry. I like going back and watching his highlights. He was a very good player, man. He was
yeah. So
crazy good.
you're right about Rick Smits. There you see the 4 for 4 for 8 points. They're gonna show his highlights here. Getting him involved early, going right at Shaq. I mean, how about the offensive game of Smits?
Well, he's got some speed too. He's making Shaq work for it.
Yeah, good footwork, good J.
And
I mean,
also with his shooting abilities, it gets Shaq out of clogging that lane up.
yep. How do you think Rick Smits would do in the modern game today? With the, probably do a
I
lot of work, and I bet he'd shoot the three ball.
Oh yeah, I think he'd be kind of like a not as good as the Joker, but I mean a
Yeah,
Joker s type center.
yeah, that can do it all.
Yeah, he can
That
pass. He's got
yeah,
good vision. What about
that's
old
one
Austin
thing.
Crozier?
Yes, and Austin Crozier has a great series, and he can shoot the three ball, and he rebounds well. He's all effort. He was a
He's
solid player
very
on.
he's very very shifty
Yep,
with the ball too, like in the air.
yeah, yep. He's all hustle, all hard work, but he contributed a lot. Reggie Miller has a quote saying like, "I wish I played in today's era. It's all three ball and no defense." He's like, "I would have loved this era."
I know. I think I saw a quote from Kobe saying after his 60-point game saying they're lucky he's retiring or it'd be that every night if he was in his prime,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
I wouldn't doubt.
Yep. That that was an interesting call there. Here's Jalen Rose, young Jalen Rose, playing point a lot. A lot of people get caught up in the point guard conversation, and they're like, LeBron's not a point guard. But like, let's be real. Point forward's been a thing for a while. I mean, we're looking at the 2000, and you're seeing Jalen Rose playing point forward. I mean, that matters, right? If you're bringing the
Lamar
ball,
Odom
yeah, if you're bringing the ball up and running the offense, you're a point.
during those Lakers championships in 2009 and 10, he
Yep,
played a lot of point forward and was
yep,
dang good at it.
yeah. There's Reggie going driving at him. Good defense. Kobe and Ron Harper on the defense. I love seeing Ron Harper still doing his thing in this game. He was underrated. He was a great, 6'6" point guard. He could defend. He could shoot the three. Glenn Rice, old Glenn Rice. Ooh, that should have fallen.
How about a young Derek Fisher?
Yep. Yeah, and Derek Fisher is one of those I'll never really understand because he's not all that talented. But man, even at a young age and even until he was old, he was always coming up with clutch buckets. He had no fear. Rough start for Kobe early on, but you'll see he gets it going. Like you said, he's playing on that bum ankle.
Yeah, he had a rough start at it for sure.
Reggie, pull up. Oh, come on, Reggie, knock that down. You guys need this, Reggie. You got to tie this series up. What do you think of these rewatches? You like these?
Yeah,
We're gonna do a lot of them this spring and summer, and you're welcome on as many as you want. We're gonna have a lot of different people on. Next one I want to do is Bulls Celtics 2009 rookie Derrick Rose against the defending champ Celtics.
that'll be a good one.
Yeah. What'd they call there? Offensive foul? Phil doesn't like it. Oh, great take, Kobe. Reggie getting it going early on. 7 points. Reggie was a streaky shooter. Like I believe game one, he really struggled. He shot like 1 for 16 and only had 7 points. But then he had like three straight games of 30 plus.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure he gets going in this one. He hit
Yeah,
some clutch buckets.
yeah.
Third quarter, they have a great third quarter. The Pacers do.
What do you think? So fans nowadays, they're buying to the analytics and stuff, and with LeBron, they talk about efficiency, scoring efficiency, and all that. Do you buy into that? Because they use that to hate on Kobe and MJ and Reggie Miller and these guys on efficiency. It's like, bro, if Kobe and MJ are inefficient, then give me inefficiency. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like those
right.
are winners. Those are dogs. Like I want them. I don't care what the numbers say.
I want that mentality.
Yeah.
And
And the
and
thing,
and and it was they were clutch. They were always clutch. When you
yep.
needed a bucket, you know who you're going to.
And the thing is, they used to get on Derrick Rose for this too, and I'd always explain it as the ball when the shot clock's coming down and your offense isn't getting anything open, guess who they give the ball to? The best player. And then so it's up to the best player to get a shot up sometimes when he's double and triple covered. So that might be an inefficient or a bad shot, but I would rather have nobody else taking that shot than Kobe or Jordan, the who in my opinion the two best bad shot makers in NBA history. You know what I mean? What's this now? But yeah, there's a Sam Perkins. Remember him?
Yeah, older. He's
Yes, he
38.
did.
I think it's actually his 39th birthday in this game.
Yes, yep. And he retires after this playoff series. But he's one of those a center who could shoot the three ball.
Reggie with the
Uh,
wild shot.
yeah. Looks like he got hit by Harper or something. All right, yep. Foul by Harper. Got him on the back. Reggie was a one of the original like floppers or like you know, flailing his body to get the contact, to get the foul. But he was good at it, and he did it in different ways. I don't know. I don't have the same hate for Reggie Miller that I do for like James Harden. You know how much the league hooked up him.
Yeah, Reggie Miller. There was a couple plays that made me angry though. I know he ran directly into Robert Ory.
Yeah, he did that. He would if you're playing against him, he would definitely piss you off. I remember when he shoved Jordan and then hit that game winner. I mean, I was like, what in the hell? But he
And
was a competitor.
I feel like plays like that should be an offensive foul. I mean, there's nothing that
Well, it
somebody can
should
do.
be.
They're
And,
standing there guarding somebody else, and somebody runs into him intentionally.
um, yeah. But you put the pressure on the official to make that call, and it's up to the officials then. You got to have competent refereeing. Oh, there's Sam Perkins showing that range.
Dale Davis was actually a pretty decent center too.
Yeah, I mean, he's a natural power forward, a little bit undersized in this era to be playing center, but he was so strong that and a good box out guy that he could defend Shaq pretty decently, and he'd get you a lot of rebounds and put back dunks and stuff like that.
Right
Ooh,
off the glass.
what was that?
I said old Brian Shaw off the glass.
Yep. Where are you at right now, time wise?
I'm at 2105.
Okay. Kobe against Reggie. Love to see that match. Oh, Big Shot Bob. Missed that one.
Big shot Bob. I mean, if we're going by championships, man, old Big Shot Bob should be in the GOAT conversation, huh?
Well, I mean, you know, he was great. Like he was a great role player. He hit big shots. Um, he was clutch. But I mean, as a role player,
He's not gonna take over a game or
no, exactly. And I pretty much like it to be in the GOAT conversation, you gotta have MVPs and you gotta have finals MVPs, you know what I mean? You gotta be the best player. Um, I mean that's one thing Kobe definitely got robbed of was final or MVPs.
he got snubbed quite a few times in my opinion, but that's all right.
But I mean again, like what would you rather have, MVP or the championship? You know what I mean?
Championship.
Exactly. That's why, we got the Super Bowl tomorrow and everyone's talking about Patrick Mahomes winning that MVP. It's like, congrats, but the ultimate goal is to get that championship. I'll trade an MVP for a championship any day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Lakers had so many good veterans, solid veterans. You're talking, AC Green, one of the smartest veterans in the game. Robert Ory, Rick Fox, Brian Shaw. You remember Brian Shaw was in Orlando back in the day with Shaq and Penny?
I don't remember him being there.
Yeah. Yep. Backup point guard to Penny. So,
That's
uh,
one person that, man, if he hadn't have got injured,
yeah, and he's a solid coach too.
Penny was great.
Penny, yeah, yep, big fan of Penny. I mean, Penny Hardaway, the two what ifs at the point guard position, the two biggest is Penny Hardaway and Derrick Rose. I mean, Penny Hardaway at his size and his skill was getting comparisons to Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan. I mean,
Yeah, and
you
that
know,
just the same with like T Mac and
yeah,
Kobe.
yep,
Like Kobe flat out said T Mac could do everything I could do. He was just bigger and stronger.
yeah, just couldn't stay healthy. I mean, Vince Carter really damn good as well in his prime.
Yeah, can you imagine if they would have stayed in Toronto together?
Yeah, I know. Toronto never makes the smart decisions as far as that goes, but it's hard to keep players there too.
Yeah,
But
they did get their one ring with Kawhi.
yeah, and how crazy was that? It's so rare. You bring a guy in on a 1 year deal and he wins you a championship, you know?
And then dips.
Yeah. And you know what? I think that was the wrong decision. I think if Kawhi stays in Toronto, he might have another championship.
Yeah,
It hasn't worked out in LA, and regardless of where he's at, he's got to be healthy. There's a veteran,
right.
Chris Nolan. Remember him?
Yes, I do.
He was from those Run TMC teams in Golden State. Um, one of the best shooters of all time. Nowadays, man, I get so tired of like the casual fans looking at these dudes and calling them plumbers and stuff. It's like, man, if you watched them play, you would say it's totally different.
You
Mark
know who I
Price,
was a
another
you
one.
know who I was a huge fan of?
Who's that?
Jason Williams.
Yeah, Sacramento.
Yes.
Lakers had a solid, Kings gave them a fight in the first round this year. They went 5 games back when it was a 5 game series, best of five, and the Kings took them to the limit. Who's that? Brian Shaw. Ooh, that's a bad shot.
Man, I really wish they would have beat the Pistons, but man, that was such a good Pistons team in 2004.
It was, and then Carl Malone was injured. That was Carl Malone was a shell of himself at that point, and it was just a very well, a great defensive team. And you talk about Larry Brown, one of the best coaches ever, and Chauncey Billups doesn't get enough credit for how good of a leader and point guard he was for those Pistons.
And Tayshaun Prince did a great job guarding Kobe.
Yes, with that length, man, he had like damn near a 7 foot wingspan, or I think he had a 7 foot wingspan. So
He was kind of like Durant before Durant as far as the wingspan goes.
yeah,
What do you think of that, by the way?
what's that? Oh, Durant
Durant
to
to Phoenix.
Phoenix. I mean, look, if healthy, I don't see anybody beating the Suns in the West. I don't. I think it could easily be a rematch or a Suns Mavs conference finals. Luca and Kyrie against Devin Booker and KD. And the reason I love it so much is I'm not a huge Devin Booker guy as a number one option. But now that you bring in Durant and that moves Booker to the number two option, that's perfect. Now you can't double Booker. Booker's gonna get his.
And then you still got to worry about Chris Paul.
Yep. And if they
Chris
can keep
Paul can get
Aiton,
hot just as good as anybody.
yep. And what Durant's gonna do now, he's got Booker, he's got these other guys. He doesn't have to carry the scoring load, and he can be that situational guy like he was in Golden State. And Durant, like Kobe, is not afraid of the biggest moments, the most pressure moments. He wants those shots.
Absolutely.
So the Suns are going to be a lot of fun to watch. I like the Bucks a lot as well. Maybe we'll get a Suns Bucks finals rematch from two
I
years
don't know.
ago.
Boston's looking pretty solid too.
They do, but I don't trust Jason Tatum, bro. That's my issue. He's their number one, and where was he in the finals last year? He collapsed.
Yeah, he's got to find that clutch factor that when the moment gets big, he can't fall off like that.
Yeah, but they have the talent. Absolutely, I agree with you. It's amazing how far Brooklyn's fallen off.
See, that's one thing too. Like Derek Fisher, he was so stocky and strong as
Yep,
well.
yep, and he can hit those mid range all game.
Speaking of,
Yep, right on cue. Good call. If you're the Pacers right now, you got to be happy. You're up 8. You're at home. You got the crowd behind you. You're not playing your best ball yet. You're up 8. I mean, they're
Travis
not here.
Best was a pretty decent little point guard too.
He was. I was a big fan of Travis Best. I believe he was out of Georgia Tech. He gets hurt later in this series, but he might have got hurt this game, or maybe it was game 5.
Yeah, I think he got hurt this game. He hurt his shoulder.
Yes, yep. And was a shell of himself the rest of the finals.
Glenn Rice, didn't he play for the Hornets before the Lakers?
Yeah, played for the Hornets, played for the Heat. I believe he was I mean, you talk about another one of the best shooters of all time, Glenn Rice.
Yes, he was definitely a pure shooter.
Yeah, damn, that sun is orange as hell.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, Conseco Fieldhouse, Jim Gray. Nowadays, you see Jim Gray, you expect him to be interviewing Tom Brady. All he does anymore.
So you think he might come back, huh?
I mean, he filed his paperwork like recently, but I mean, with Tom Brady, you never know. Like, you can't close the book on it. I won't believe that Tom Brady is done until he's in the booth, and it's 5 years removed from his playing career. Like Brady could take a year off and come back. You never know with that guy. He can still play at a high level, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's definitely still one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, and then you think about putting him in Vegas with Josh McDaniels and Devontae Adams. I don't know, Darren Waller. Yeah, I like Travis Best a lot. Good pass, Reggie. Derek McKee's a solid forward too. Versatile. He could play power or small. He can shoot the three. He can do it all. He's a lot like Lamar Odom. I miss
Hmm.
these days, bro. This is my NBA.
Right.
Like I'd rather watch this stuff all day than the current NBA. Now, when it gets to the playoffs, I'm all tuned in. I watch every game, but I can't watch the regular season anymore.
No, I haven't really watched a lot of basketball at all. I am recording the Lakers game tonight though, because I want to see if D'Angelo Russell and them are going to play.
Yeah,
I'm kind of happy to have him back, even though I wish they would have never got rid of Brandon Ingram. Man, I love Brandon Ingram.
yeah, me too. Big fan of his. I like the Pelicans if they can put it together and Zion can stay healthy.
Yeah, he just hasn't stayed healthy at all.
Yeah, but he's a
Ooh, that was a
monster.
nice turnaround jumper by Robert.
Yep. So fundamentally sound. And the thing that people don't remember about Robert Ory is how athletic he was in college and early on with the Rockets. I mean, he would throw it down over anybody. But then you see him with the Lakers and Spurs, and he's like a statue, like no athleticism at all. But he could always shoot the three ball.
I mean, that is one thing that's crazy though. As old as LeBron is, and he's still throwing it down, and as athletic as he is,
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
I mean, he's still balling at a very, very high level.
It's just confusing. Why isn't the winning there? Why are the Lakers struggling so much, you know?
I don't know. I mean, AD hasn't really been staying healthy.
Do
Um,
you do you regret that trade bringing in AD or do you still like it?
I mean, I love AD. He's still one of the best players in the league when healthy. But I that's one thing that I was always worried about. I'm like, man, how it's only a matter of time before he
Yeah.
just gets hurt.
And it's like the worst time possible too, like in the playoffs or right before.
Right. I mean, I definitely like it, but I didn't like him selling the farm for LeBron, to be honest. I mean, if you
Yeah.
think, look at what they had. I mean, Lonzo's not great, but he's not terrible. But they had Lonzo, they had Julius Randle, they had Brandon Ingram,
Yup.
they had Kuzma. Like they had a nice young South. They had Russell. They got
Yup.
rid of D'Angelo Russell for freaking Swaggy P. Like, but if I'm just saying, like, and it was all drafted players. So if you had D'Angelo Russell, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, Kyle Kuzma,
Yup.
Lonzo Ball, like they all, I mean,
That's a lot of talent.
it is. And then
Oh yeah.
you could have got veteran players in there to kind of show them the ropes. And then had you had like a Dwight Howard in there and a JaVale McGee with those players, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad,
Uh,
yeah, they won in the bubble, but since the bubble, they haven't really done
well,
anything.
my question is, why'd they break up that team that won in the bubble? They got rid of half those guys that next off season.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was always weird to me. And then, man, as a Bulls fan, I'm very worried about Lonzo. I think Lonzo's career could be over.
What? I haven't been keeping up with him.
Yeah, so he had, I mean, a knee injury and had surgery. The surgery didn't fix the pain. Had another surgery, and he still got pain. And they can't figure it out. His family can't figure it out. The Bulls can't figure it out. His doctors can't figure it out. It might be that arthritic knee issue that ended Todd Gurley's career.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
Yeah, you never know, man. And something about Bulls point guards, huh?
Yeah,
I mean, you go back Derrick Rose, but you can go back to Jay Williams. Remember him?
I do. From Duke.
Yep.
Maybe it's that floor.
Well, with Jay, it was a motorcycle accident, but
Yeah, Derrick Rose was one of the most athletic players I ever saw, man. I was
yeah,
very unfortunate to see him.
injuries, man. It
He made a
happened.
nice little he made a nice little resurgence there for a minute.
Yep. Well, if you watch the semifinals of this playoffs, Penny Hardaway's on the Phoenix Suns and actually not doing too bad. Like he goes toe to toe with Kobe one game. So you see it from some of these guys, like the true professionals. They keep working despite major injury that's trying to end their career. They keep working and have a resurgence. Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill did it. Remember when Grant Hill was like damn near 40 years old, still playing for the Suns?
Yep. And that's one thing that people don't realize too is like how injured Kobe really was. He just didn't show it.
Yeah,
He was always hurt, always he played through it.
yep. He played through it. He wanted to win. He wanted to compete. He didn't want, he wanted to play for the fans, which is a huge problem in today's NBA. Is star players sitting so many games and fans who can't afford to go to every game, they save up, they go to one game, and then their favorite player doesn't play, you know?
Right. Yeah, I had a the one game I would have got to see Kobe play. He got he sprained his ankle the game before.
Yeah. That happened to me. I went to the year Derrick Rose won MVP, 2011. I went to Bulls Heat, and it was the Heat Big Three, and LeBron didn't play because of a sprained ankle, but Derrick Rose played and had the game-winning assist for Kyle Korver.
Yeah, the Lakers won. I mean Kobe tried to play. I did get to see him take two shots, but he
Yeah.
wasn't himself. His ankle looked like a softball.
Well, when you're legit hurt, there's nothing you can say, but it's when it's like rest. You know what I mean?
Right, right. No, he tried. He even still tried to play because I saw an interview and his wife asked him like, why does he play through the injuries and stuff if he's hurt? And he's like, because what about the fans who saved up to just watch me play one time?
Yep. That's what Jordan used to say too. That's why those are the goats.
They are.
Good D Smiths. Rick Smith, I mean, so he's not the most physically imposing guy, but he's like 7'4" and he's got those long arms. All you gotta do is stand there and put your hands up and be a nuisance right in front of the rim. You know what I mean? It's not rocket science.
Yeah,
And
and
that's
then you got Shaq who's just a fucking tank.
yeah, I mean,
7'1", 310 pounds.
yeah, going up to like 330, 340 at times. The thing that was crazy about Shaq is the two guys that defended him the best were undersized. You know who I'm talking about?
Ben Wallace
Yeah. Ben Wallace like
and,
6'9"
and
and
Hakeem.
no, Dennis Rodman when he was in
Well,
Orlando when
Hakeem
well
did him
Hakeem
in.
wasn't undersized. I mean, you're talking about one of the best defenders of all time in Hakeem. But Dennis Rodman, when Shaq was in Orlando, the 1996 Eastern Conference Finals, because the Magic beat the Bulls in '95, and one of the biggest reasons Chicago beat Orlando in '96 was Dennis Rodman's defense on Shaq. Like they would throw it down to Shaq in the low post, and he'd go to do his typical back you down, and dunk on you or do a jump hook, and Rodman wouldn't move. He tried to back him down, and it just going nowhere. And if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it. You're talking about a like a 6'6", 230 Dennis Rodman, and Shaq couldn't back him down.
Yeah, Shaq was definitely a lot more lean in Orlando than he was in LA, though.
That's true. I believe Shaq in LA could back down anybody, you know?
Yeah, he was just it
But
was
then
unfair.
and then
Like you
Ben
said,
Wallace,
like you said, had he been able to shoot free throws, it would have just been unfair. He'd have probably averaged 50 points a game easy.
well, this series was unfair. If you look at the stats, Shaq is just going crazy. Talking like 42 and 24, like stuff that you can't, you know, all four of your bigs getting into foul trouble. It's like, what are you gonna do? Kobe, oh, look at that pass. Oh my
Behind two
God.
defenders, around two defenders.
No one talks about Kobe's passing either. They call him a ball hog. And what are you talking about? Did you just see that? I hope Kobe haters are watching this because talk about he shoots too much. Look at this pass. That is straight up, man.
That was a phenomenal pass.
He knew exactly what he was doing. He attracts three guys to him and then slips it right back to Shaq. That's something they practiced too. Shaq knew what was going on.
Kobe became a ball hog when he flat out said he didn't trust his teammates.
Well, when your teammates suck, when when you're playing with Kwame Brown and Smush Parker, you
And
gotta
he
shoot
won
the
and he won two titles with those guys
ball. he
without it,
no, he didn't win
which
with
is hard for me to believe
he didn't
that
win with
Pau Gasol was not a top 75 player at that time. It doesn't,
Pau is so skilled. Pau gets underrated as well.
but that's what I'm saying. During those finals, when he
Yeah,
had Pau was not
yeah,
a top 75 player in the league, which doesn't make sense to me.
yeah. No, I mean another guy if he could have stayed healthy and could have been a monster is Andrew Bynum.
Andrew Bynum was huge in those finals victories.
Yep. I remember when Bynum was on the Lakers and Shaq was on the Heat, and they were going back and forth dunking on each other. Like Bynum could hoop, but it was just injuries. And yeah, Powell, I mean, you could easily buy into the Kobe, like, Powell being soft at times, and it's easy to fall in the narratives and hate on Powell. There's Bird's Finals MVPs, but Powell comes to Chicago, and instantly I fell in love with him. It's like, okay, this is now you see it on a nightly basis, and you're like, this is how good Powell is, you know?
Right. Well, he was definitely very, very skilled.
Yeah, he could do it all at 7 foot. Those Europeans, man. You got Dirk, you got Powell, you got Joker.
That's one of the best finals runs ever was Dirk.
Yeah, oh yeah. We're gonna do a rewatch of that game two of that series. The Heat were up 1-0, right? And everyone expected the Heat to beat Dallas. And game two, the Heat could go up 2-0 in that series, and everything going on pace to win that series. And the Heat blow a 15-point fourth quarter lead with like 5 minutes left. They blow that lead, and Dallas evens the series at 1-1. That's something people don't talk about is that blown lead in game two. So we're gonna do a rewatch on that.
How about that year OKC blew that lead against the Warriors?
Yeah, that's a good one to do. What like games? Because that was what 3-1 series lead.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the Warriors did the same thing against the Heat, right?
They blew a 3-1 against the Cavs.
Oh yeah, Cavs, yeah.
Yep. I love going back.
I'm pretty sure Kobe hit a game winner in this series. Was it game one?
Well, you'll see. I mean, we'll see the end of this game how it goes, but Kobe plays a major role in that. We'll see how this ends. But you think about, NBA finals, must win, the pressure on every possession. You know what I mean? Every possession you got to execute and score a bucket. Only certain players thrive in this type of pressure. And this is what it's all about. Like, this is my favorite type of basketball. Like, put all the pressure. And you can't tell me, a lot of people try to make the argument that championships don't matter. Like, championships aren't the most important thing. And look at the players. You can see it written all over their faces. This is the most important games of the year. Like, nobody is going to be happy losing this series.
Right.
You can't tell me championships don't matter more than anything else. You'll see after game 6, Shaq crying after he won his first ring. Get out of here with that. Championships don't matter.
Well, if championships didn't matter, then what would be the point of playing the game to begin with?
Exactly. To accumulate regular season stats, get the hell out of
I
here.
mean, I get it that you do it for the love of the game, but
Yeah.
there's times where it seems like once they're making all that money, they don't care anymore. That's why I love college football so much.
Yeah. But like, even to the billionaires or millionaires, what matters most to them? Their legacy, right? How they'll be remembered. And everyone's going to remember how you play in the biggest games, the most important games, the games everyone's watching. It doesn't matter if you have a bad game in week 1 or in the first 10 games of the season. It matters how you play in the championship round, right?
Absolutely.
So that's what people got to think about. And
Yeah, I I just don't understand what would be the point of playing if you weren't playing for championships.
well, most of those arguments come from casual fans, people that don't watch, the game on a regular basis, and then they don't know what's most important. They don't know.
You know what my thing is? I really don't like the fair weather fans that like I don't like those Laker fans that became Laker fans because LeBron came there.
How'd you feel about the fans that were saying the moment LeBron puts on a Laker uniform, he's the greatest Laker of all time?
Yeah, no.
I can name you 10 Lakers that would go ahead of LeBron.
Right.
Let's go Kobe, Shaq, Magic, Kareem. Give me James Worthy.
Right.
Give me Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Wilt. I can go on and on. Give me Pau
Right.
Gasol. Now I'm getting disrespectful, but it's funny.
Lamar Odom.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell, Andrew Bynum.
Yeah.
Hell, give me Kwame Brown. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, and it was key LeBron getting that one championship. That's huge. And so now he is one of the greatest Lakers of all time. But he's not the best by any means. Like, come on now.
No, you already know who I'm gonna say, but I mean, you can't
Yeah,
go wrong. You can't go wrong with Magic. You can't. But in my opinion, in my humble opinion, Kobe is by far the greatest Laker to ever play.
yeah. I mean, Kobe, Magic, Kareem, Wilt, and there's something too, Magic and Kobe, right? Who spent their entire career on the Lakers. They didn't play for anybody else. They
Absolutely.
were Lakers all the way through, and that means something. That means something more. I mean, you think about what Dirk means to the Dallas Mavs, right?
Or what Tim Duncan means to the Spurs.
Exactly. Good example on that. Ooh, Austin Crozier, hit this. Oh, come on. You're a white boy. You got to hit the three. So these are key. So I think the most important, I mean, the entire game matters, but the same in football and the same in basketball, how you finish halves, right? Take momentum into halftime. That matters a lot. So if you can hit a big three going into halftime or take a lead, then you know, oh, nice
Good hustle
steal.
play.
Yeah, Derek Fisher, man, doing what he does best. That could have been goaltending. That was close.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Get up, Fisher. I think he banged knees or something. He's like,
Oh, the
stop.
old John Sally.
Yeah. Sally actually had been out of the league for 2 years and then came back to these Lakers. I think I think Phil coaxed him out of retirement.
Man, what a legacy for him, huh?
Phil Jackson?
You get to coach MJ and Kobe.
Yeah. Now you got people trying to tear you down and call you racist and stuff though. I don't like it at all. I think Pippen's comments were ridiculous. I think LeBron's comments were ridiculous. And then now you got Isaiah Ryder going on Kevin Garnett's podcast talking about Phil being racist. Man, I'd love to hear what Kobe or Jordan had to say on that about Phil. Because I
Yeah,
guarantee you that they would defend Phil and say, no way in hell. You're not that successful. You don't win that many championships by being a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
right. I
Like you
mean,
gotta
your players have to want to play for you.
exactly. Your players gotta trust you. Your players gotta play for you.
I mean, to be honest, I hadn't heard any of that stuff going around about Phil.
Well, you heard LeBron upset because talked about LeBron's crew, called him his posse, and LeBron said that was racist.
Yeah, well,
I was like,
LeBron's just a big diva.
yeah, exactly. And then Scottie Pippen said that the reason Phil didn't draw up the play for him to shoot that game winner against the Knicks, and then Scottie didn't refused to go into the game. He said it was because of racism. And it's like, bro, if you do your research on that 94 season, rookie Tony Kukoc hit multiple game winners all regular season. So he had established a trust with that. He had proven he was clutch. And then the play before, Scottie Pippen shot a three that went over the backboard. Like I'm not even exaggerating. Like Pippen shot a three that went over the backboard and it wasn't even close. And that was the big issue. People talk about those 94 Bulls that went to the second round without Jordan and like trying to hate on Jordan because of that. And it's like, no, they Jordan was their closer, just like Kevin Durant was the closer for OKC and Golden State. Is that these dudes take the biggest shots and make them. Scottie Pippen did not have that clutch gene, and you see it
I
in Portland
mean,
as
that's
well.
one thing that people cannot use against Steph Curry though ever, because he won before Durant and he won after Durant.
Yes, and I mean, he had solid teams. I mean, Clay and Draymond and the chemistry, they were always together, right? Steph, Clay, and Draymond. And that helps a lot. But one thing you can never take away from Steph, he's a winner and he's the greatest 3-point shooter we've ever seen.
Absolutely,
And that
and
alone
and
is going to put you, yeah.
that was Curry's team the whole time. Never one time was that Kevin Durant's team.
Yeah. I mean, but the reason they went, so in my opinion, tell me if you agree with this. The reason they went to go get Durant was because game 7, 2016 against Cleveland, the pressure was so much, nobody could hit a shot. They went like 4 minutes without anyone scoring a basket. Curry missed, Clay missed, LeBron missed, everyone was missing. And finally, Kyrie hit the big shot. And so Golden State went and somehow got Kevin Durant, who everyone knows is clutch and can hit the big shots. And then what did Kevin Durant do? Hit big shots back to back years to win those finals. Um,
That dagger he hit. Ooh, that was a nice double clutch by Cobes.
yeah, it was.
That dagger he hit. That play will never leave my mind. Of of LeBron switching off of him and letting him
Yeah.
just hit a dagger right in his face.
Well, because Durant hit a dagger right in his face in 2017. So the next year, 2018, LeBron ran from it. He's like, I don't want to be on a poster. I don't want to be in a meme anymore or a GIF of Durant hitting another three in my eye in the clutch. So he ran from it. But in my opinion, that right there makes you not the GOAT. Like Kobe or Jordan, whoever it is the GOAT, they're not running from that moment. They want that challenge, in my opinion.
Yeah, I also was not a big fan of okay, I get you passed Kareem for all time points leader. But you're gonna sit there and post an L smiling with an L
Yeah, against the
pointing at it.
Thunder.
You're
Yeah,
pointing at it L with a big
yeah,
smile on your face.
yeah.
And I
Um,
saw a crazy stat that every record he's broken as a Laker came in a loss.
yeah. Well, did you see Anthony Davis when LeBron broke the record and after? He was not happy.
And he said that it had nothing to do with LeBron. He was upset that they were losing.
Yeah, and I mean, well, what is basketball at its core? It's a win and loss game, right? And where are the Lakers? The Lakers right now, the 13 seed. I mean, you're a
Yeah,
Lakers fan. You wanted that win, right?
every win counts at this point.
Yeah, and so it's frustrating as a Laker fan, I'm sure, when it the optics look like all LeBron cared about at least that night was the record. He didn't care about the win or the loss. You know what I mean? And that's frustrating, especially when, as of right now, you're outside the playoffs looking in. And the Lakers are a proud franchise, a proud history. The Lakers are not used to missing the playoffs. They want to at least be in the hunt.
Yeah, they just I don't know. I'm not happy with where they're at all.
Like
They need some
you can get away
nice
with some of
three.
that shit in Cleveland where they're used to losing, but LA's got high expectations. They want to contend every year. Big shot by Glenn Rice.
They need some shooters for sure.
The Lakers, well, the trade deadline they got better. They did, so we'll see if they can ride that and get into the playoffs. Your best players gotta lead, you know. AD and LeBron. No more Westbrook, so yeah, we'll see how D'Angelo does. But
Yeah,
am I?
Westbrook's no longer the scapegoat.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought some of that was unfair too.
He actually balled out quite a few games and was actually doing great coming off the bench. He had fire in that second unit because he was able to be him. When he's in the starting lineup, he's got to put, Russ is used to handling the ball and used to running the offense and being able to do what he does. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And when he's playing with LeBron and AD and all them, he's kind of got to take a back seat to how he normally plays the game and approaches the game.
Well, you're starting to see like the how the national media acts, right? How the national media just ignores all that and just it uses Russell Westbrook as a someone they can just beat down and hate on and make fun of constantly. Don't you think that a lot of that's so unfair?
It is, especially when none of them could even do half of any of that.
Yeah,
Most of them guys have never even touched the basketball.
yep. Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp just rail on Westbrook nonstop, and it's like come on, man. Like the best thing for Westbrook is to get out of there and go play. Where is he now? Utah?
Yeah,
Yeah, go play somewhere like that and get back to having fun. I'm sure it wasn't any fun playing in LA.
no, not at all.
Damn,
But
that play didn't count, but that pass by Shaq is nice. That's one thing. No one talks about Shaq's passing, and he is a very good passer.
absolutely, I mean, there's a lot of um points to his game that go and recognize all they really think of him as a battering ram down low. Like he
Yeah,
had a nice little
jump hook and stuff, and
yeah.
yeah, Reggie.
Mm.
Oh, come on, Reggie. He was streaky. Shaq and Rick Smith's battling out. Indy's done a great job of holding Shaq to just 13 so far. You'll definitely live with that.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be like that for long.
No. But yeah, man, I mean, Ron Harper, what is he, a 5-time champion? And just a great pro everywhere he was, whether it's Cleveland, whether it was on the Clippers, whether it's Chicago, LA. Harper was always just a pro's pro, brought it on both sides of the ball, led by example. One of my favorite players.
Ooh,
And a good follow on Twitter, by the way.
what was that?
And a good follow on Twitter, Ron Harper.
Oh,
Me and
nice.
him talk some ball from time to time. Harper, oh come on, Ron, I was setting you up.
On cue.
Kobe getting that offensive board, man. Kobe underrated rebounder for a shooting guard. And that's the thing is rebounding people, rebounding is all effort. Effort and, wanting the ball, wanting it
It
more and getting in position and that's, you know, rebounding is huge. Extra possessions. That's what kind of kills the Pacers in this series. One of the biggest things that kills the Pacers is Lakers offensive rebounds, extra possessions. The Lakers killed them on the offensive glass.
oh Filbert.
Yep.
Yeah, it really bugs me how much hate Kobe gets.
It's disrespectful and he shouldn't. Mark Jackson. Oh, all right. Here come the
This
Lakers.
definitely makes me a little sad too, though.
Yeah. Seeing young Kobe and
Just knowing he's not with us anymore, and
yeah. But, we're going to appreciate his greatness and remember just how good he was. He's not with us anymore, so this is how we get to enjoy him, by stuff like this.
absolutely. I think I'm gonna go watch his 81 point game too here
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah. We could always do a rewatch of that. Just let me know.
Yeah, man, he's had some crazy streaks, man.
Yep.
I think what
Remember
was it
that?
like nine games in a row he scored 40 plus
Yep. I think he had like 50 plus 4 in a row or something like
or
that.
60 either yeah 50 or 60 I think he scored
Yeah.
four
I
in a row.
remember that. I was in college at that time and it was just like, what? Kobe's going nuts.
I think that was 2008.
Yeah. Yep.
And then people try to say he was never the best player in 2000 in the 2000 era. Who was better?
Yeah.
Please tell me who was better.
I mean, Kobe and Duncan right there. And you could say either one. I mean, because even all time great, I got Kobe and Duncan are right there. Like, you can't talk about Kobe and Duncan without mentioning each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the Lakers and Spurs had such a great rivalry back then. And for a while there, it was like the Lakers win the championship, the Spurs win the championship, the Lakers win the championship, the Spurs win. Like, and you got two great coaches involved in that, Phil Jackson and Popovich. But you
There's
know,
red. There's a Markey.
yep, Mark Jackson doing his thing. He's not just a commentator, guys. He actually used to ball out for the kid. Good take,
Nice little
Harper.
move by Ron Harper.
Yeah, with the left hand. Look at this game, man. Late third quarter, all tied up.
Oh, that was a good put in by Jalen.
Rose is
Right-handed.
a baller too, man. Another thing, people hate on Jalen Rose. You see it like if Rose posts something and Twitter wants to hate on him, they'll be like, "You allowed Kobe to put up 81 on you in Toronto, bro." I don't care who you got. You can put prime Ron Artest. Sometimes when an offensive player as great as Kobe is feeling it and is on fire, there's no, there's no stopping him. You know what I mean?
There's nothing anybody can do about it.
Yeah, like let the offensive player cook. I mean,
And
you
that's
can.
why I love listening to the players who played against him and not
Yeah,
these couch fans and these couch commentators that, oh, Kobe this, Kobe that. Well, go ask the people that played him. And most of the time, they tell you that he's the greatest player they ever played against.
yeah. I mean, ask Jalen Rose what more he could have done in that game. Like, all Rose is gonna tell you is, "Hey, he was feeling it that night. Like, not much I
Ask
could do."
Steven Jackson.
Yeah, they all got mad respect for Kobe, as they should. Good
But
take,
all see,
Jalen.
and all the players, they're torn. Most of them are like, it's Jordan or it's Kobe.
Yep. I mean, look. I know a lot of you are gonna think that I'm one of the biggest LeBron haters out there, and whatever. LeBron is absolutely in that same conversation. You know, you want to talk about the best players we've seen in recent history: Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. But to me and to you, Jordan and Kobe are just a step greater. And let's also not forget to include the all-time greats that have played. Tim Duncan's resume speaks for itself. He's right there with anybody. And then let's not forget to include the greatest point guard of all time. You think of how great Steph Curry is now? The greatest point guard ever is Magic Johnson. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And what about Kareem? You know, the most indefensible shot of all time, the skyhook. You know, they banned the dunk in college basketball because of Kareem in his
And that's
era.
the thing, you know. I really kind of feel like they're goats by era, not
Exactly.
overall goat.
Yep. Look, all you
You
can
know,
do is play in your era and play
you
against
got
your
60s,
competition.
you got 60s, you go Bill Russell.
Yep.
You got
You got,
70s, you
I
got
mean,
what? Wilt in the
but
70s.
like 60s would be Wilt and Russell. 70s would be Kareem and Wilt. Um, you
80s
know,
would be Kareem and Magic
80s would be Kareem and Magic and
and
Bird.
Larry Bird.
Yep. I
90s you
mean,
got Jordan.
you
2000s
know,
you got Kobe, and
yep.
then you got the 2010s you got LeBron and probably Durant
And Steph Curry too.
and
You
Steph
know,
Curry.
there's a lot of honorable mentions in there. In the '80s, early, you know, you could put Isaiah Thomas in there. You know, I want to put Elgin Baylor and Jerry West in there in the '60s. Um, there's you know in the '70s you got to include Pistol Pete. You know, I think Dr.
I
J
mean,
will mention.
I know he didn't win a ring, but Iverson was fucking ridiculously good.
Oh yeah,
To take
that's
that 76ers team to the finals that he did, like, come on.
yep, that's a rewatch we're gonna do soon too. I'm going to 2001 next, and that game 1 Lakers Sixers when Iverson steps over to Ron Lue. That's a rewatch we're doing soon.
Nice.
You're welcome on that one if you want, but that'll be in the
I definitely was an Iverson fan.
yeah, me too. That's why
There's so many great players from that era from the 2000s to 2010 that I just
boom.
loved watching. Prime Garnett,
Yup.
Steve Francis. A lot of
Yep.
people forget about him. He was great.
Man, they love to hate on him, but man, Paul Pierce was a baller.
Yes, he was.
Like all those years before he had help, back when his best teammate was Antoine Walker, and then you finally put a team around him with Ray Allen and Garnett and Rondo, and look what happens. You know, let's get it, Austin Crozier. Make these. There we go. Nothing but net. Got a great game, man. 1 point game, a minute left in the third. Have you voted for your WNBA All Stars yet, Chris?
Nope. Have you?
Nope. That's what it says right there.
I don't even
No, me
I don't
neither.
even know anybody. I don't know any teams really anymore. Does Candace Parker even still play?
I think so, but I'm the wrong person to ask. Oh, come on, Robert Ory, sticking your leg out. What are you doing? This isn't football.
Yeah, you tripper.
Kobe against Reggie. Look at this. Get off of me, Reggie. I wonder what Reggie has to say about Kobe. Nothing but respect. Yeah, man. I mean, losing Kobe when we did is one of the greatest sports tragedies, honestly, because Kobe had so much more to offer. In times like these, man, to be able to ask Kobe what he thought and what he thinks of the game going forward and what he thinks of the Lakers right now and what he thinks of the Suns, like Kobe's knowledge and expertise and IQ, like we're missing out, and
Yeah, and he had not only that, but he was going to make huge strides for women's basketball.
absolutely, absolutely, and then you know, um, it sucks because he was so young. I mean, it sucks to lose Bill Russell. I know he was old, but Bill Russell was such a great icon for the game, you know?
Like I don't know, like don't you think it would be more exciting? Like, what if they lowered the rim down to 9 feet and there's like some dunking and stuff going on?
You mean in the WNBA?
Yeah.
Yeah, for a second I thought you were talking NBA, and I was like,
No,
ooh.
heck no. That'd be
But WNBA, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna play with a lighter ball and you're gonna have a shorter 3 point line, why can't you lower the rim? Even if you don't want to go full 9 foot, go 9.5. Why not?
right.
That's what makes the NBA so much fun is all the above the rim play, all the up there dunking on people, And if you could get that out of the women's game, that would bring more attention and more excitement. ESPN would be playing more highlight clips, that's for sure.
Right. Have some Joanna Man clips. That's a great movie. I love that movie.
All right, Lakers now have the lead. Indy, come on now. This is a must win. You don't want to be but all game long trying to stop Shaq and Kobe, that's gonna wear on you. And try to. Oh, I thought that was money. Kobe saying he got
Kobe.
hit.
Yeah, I was about to say Kobe thinks it's a foul.
Yeah, 10 points in the third quarter. He's like, "What ankle injury? It's game time now." Reggie got the best of him in the first quarter, but Kobe has gotten the best of him since. So fourth quarter is gonna be huge. But yeah, I mean, the biggest reason I like doing these rewatches is to get rid of the false narratives. Like, there's narratives about every series, and my question is, are they real or not? Because you never know. And so I like to go and sit down and watch every full game and see for myself and take notes along the way?
Absolutely. And it's fun just to go back and revisit this stuff, anyways, because kind of gets lost in the shuffle. You forget about some of these great games and great
Yep.
players.
Yeah. And if I'm gonna cover sports and do a sports podcast, I should be doing my best to know the
Have all the
game.
knowledge.
Exactly. Yep.
Nice shot there from Robert Ory.
Absolutely. Kobe, even at a young age, so into the game, trying to coach his teammates. You can see that. You can see from a very young age, Kobe's like thirst for knowledge and want to lead. You know.
And he wanted to work hard, and he was that's what you always hear, all these stories of people. It's
Yep.
always, man, we're just coming back from the club and he's already in the gym, he's already worked out, or I'm trying to, all right, now
Exactly.
I'm getting up trying to be first in the gym. Kobe's sitting there
Exactly.
eating breakfast with ice packs on his knees, already worked out.
Yep. And what does that do though? Like you saw in that documentary of the Redeem team, Kobe sets the example, and guess what? The next day, LeBron's there that early. Wade's there that early. They're like, if Kobe's gonna do it, we gotta do it too. Next thing you know, the entire team is working out that early in the morning just because Kobe set the example and set the tone. You know, that's
Dude,
leadership. That's you know, lead by example.
he's what it took to get him back to greatness.
Exactly.
They needed that veteran presence that y'all aren't going to be out here hot dogging.
Yep.
I want to win. I don't lose. I don't like to lose.
Exactly. I refuse to lose. Let's go, Reggie. He can't guard. Oh, uh-oh. Man, shoot that in Shaq's eye. What are you doing, Reggie?
Or go around him.
Yeah, something. Good
He's
board,
lucky
Shaq.
that wasn't an over the back.
Yeah. Shaq
Shaq
was,
got into some foul trouble early this game.
yeah, and he's so hard to officiate because he's so much bigger than everybody else. So, like, a brush of the shoulder from anyone else and you're just fine, but a brush of the shoulder from Shaq and you go flying.
I mean, Shaq probably damn near got fouled on every play, but they
Exactly.
can't call it every. You
And
know what I mean?
that credit to Shaq for being like a calm guy, right? And putting up with all the abuse. Because how many guys have you played against where you barely touch them and they get all upset and try to get in your face, you know? And
Yep.
and Shaq would get hacked every single play, and he's 7'1", 330. If he wanted to beat the hell out of somebody, he easily could have. And yet he just shrugged it off and kept playing, you know?
I remember old Barkley body slamming Shaq one year though.
Yeah, like spiking the ball. I don't know if it was. I think Shaq spiked the ball, or Barkley spiked the ball off of Shaq. And yeah, that's two guys that have hot heads. I mean, isn't it fun to listen to those two go back and forth on it at it on TNT?
Absolutely. But what's funny is Shaq always gets to rub them championships in his face.
Yep. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you ask Shaq about Barkley, he's gonna tell you what a hell of a player he was.
Oh, they respect each other.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. That's how much, again, that's how much championships matter. That's the ultimate, like, I got championships, you don't. It's time for you to take a back seat, you know?
That's another thing that really bugs me about people trying to discredit Kobe's legacy by saying, "Oh yeah, Shaq was the one." If you look at Kobe's numbers in those
Yep,
finals and in the, like, come on, don't act like
yep.
Shaq just carried him.
Look, Shaq was an absolute monster. Absolutely. He was in his prime. But Kobe was right there with him. Kobe was, gave so much impact. It was 1A, 1B in my opinion. And so yeah,
And Kobe wasn't even in his prime yet.
exactly. It's not fair at all to try to discredit Kobe from those from that three
But you
peat.
go look at those finals compared to the ones that he won in '09 and 10, and you see how seasoned he was in those championships compared to the earlier ones.
Yep. Tell me about what you think of this. Isn't it funny how the same people that want to discredit Kobe for that three-peat are the same people that want to give Scottie Pippen all the credit for the two three-peats in Chicago.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep. And man, what does that do for Kobe if had he not lost that first finals to the Celtics?
Yeah. I mean, and that put, sometimes you need to lose to put that bitter taste in your mouth. I mean, everyone's lost. You look at Shaq early in his career getting swept by the Rockets, and that fueled him to come back and three-peat. Um, you look at Jordan losing to the Magic in '95, and what did it do? It put a bitter taste in his mouth. He came back the next day and started working out and went and got the championship in '96 and started a three-peat. Um, Kobe losing to Boston in '08. What did it do? It fueled him. And he came back and won two in a row. Like Jordan said it best, it's my losses that fueled me to be as great as I was. And
Absolutely. And
that
then
goes for yeah, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, I was just saying, like, man, so if he would have got, say that they won against the Pistons, that's four in a row, right? And then you
Yeah.
don't lose to Boston, so you got a four-peat and a three-peat. What does that do for your legacy?
I think actually the Spurs won in 2003, so it was one off. It goes Lakers three-peat, Spurs won, then the Lakers and Pistons played.
Ah, gotcha.
Because the Lakers beat the Nets, and that's something a lot of people don't know, is the New Jersey Nets went to back-to-back finals. They got beat by the Lakers, and then they got beat by the Spurs.
Why I don't understand why I thought that
Well, and that's my thing, man. Who in NBA history has won four championships in a row?
nobody.
Bill Russell. That's
Okay,
it.
yeah.
He won eight in a row. So if you
See,
think back,
I never, to be honest, I'm not very, very educated on the whole Bill Russell era. I knew he had a lot, but I did not know he won eight in a row.
so and that's impressive as hell, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So just
Very.
just to give you an idea of how great Bill Russell was, he won eight in a row. He played 13 seasons in the NFL or 13 seasons in the NBA. He won 11 championships. So he won 11 out of his 13 seasons. He won a championship. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
That's just pure dominance.
I mean, you can also, go as far as to say the talent level was not nearly.
That is a little overblown, though. I mean, I agree, but the greatness was still there. I mean, half of those championships Bill Russell had to go through Wilt Chamberlain, and we all know how great Wilt Chamberlain was. And those weren't just Wilt Chamberlain. Those Laker teams had Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West. Ooh, damn, that was a physical foul. There's the injury right there to Travis Best.
Yep.
That foul on Shaq, and then
And you
he
see
lands
how
on it.
Shaq just tossed him off.
Yeah, I mean, but look at Best, like doing everything to win, but it gets hurt because you're a
Oh,
little
right.
guy going up against 7'1", 330.
I think Shaq jolting like that is what kind of pulled his shoulder out.
Well, Shaq was wondering what this mosquito was that landed on him as he was trying to dunk. But what I was saying is that so Bill Russell's the only guy to win four in a row or more, and he won eight in a row, and that was back in the '60s. If LeBron wanted to be the GOAT, when he went to Miami and created that super team, imagine if the Heat won all four in a row. Then you're talking six rings for LeBron and four in a row that hasn't been done since Bill Russell. Jordan's three-peated. He's never won four in a row. So if LeBron wanted a legit case for the GOAT, that's how you do it. It's not by if he wanted to break the scoring record, if that was his only goal, he could have stayed in Cleveland and done that and never won a ring. But he left to go to Miami to chase rings. So if chasing rings is your goal and you're gonna say not five, not six, not seven, go get four in a row, and there you go. But he didn't, and he couldn't even get a three-peat. So in my opinion, that's your opportunity to be the GOAT, and he didn't do it. Do you agree with that?
I agree. And plus, he just can't be the goat to me as diva-ish as he is and as
Yeah.
whiny as he is and how he shies away from the moment.
Well, I agree. He's unlikable at times with some of his antics, but
I don't knock his game. You know, he's great. He's a phenomenal basketball player. He's one of the most athletic. He's probably one of the most, if not the most athletic basketball player I've ever seen in his
yeah,
prime.
yep.
But he just doesn't
It's a
have that killer instinct.
it's what is it? It's a results based business, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Hang banners, and the banners will tell you how great you were. And he's got four, which is great, but I know guys that have five and six and 11. So
Right.
Best still playing through that injury. Good bucket.
You think Steph Curry ever wins another one?
He might, and if he does, that puts him ahead of LeBron for rings, and he's got three head to head against LeBron. And if Curry gets to five, that matches him with Magic, so that puts him in the conversation for greatest point guard. I'm still gonna go Magic, but Curry could win five. Curry is good enough and still young enough to potentially win six. We'll see how the NBA history goes. We'll see if Durant gets his third this year, and if Durant can get to four and match LeBron. We'll see if Giannis can get to two, get to three. We so many questions still yet to be answered.
Now Durant's still the youngest player to reach certain point milestones. Who's to
Yeah,
say he doesn't play long enough to pass LeBron?
yeah, but I mean, it's tough. That's why
But
if
LeBron doesn't.
people,
I don't know. LeBron doesn't show any signs of slowing down anytime soon.
yeah, but I think he's gonna retire soon. I think he's got 2 to 3 years left max. I don't think after a while, even if his body can still do it, I think it's gonna wear on him mentally.
Yeah,
So we'll see. I mean, you could make an argument. I mean, you could definitely make an argument Tom Brady could still be playing, but I think
and
mentally
does
worn
he
on him.
retire a Laker?
I don't think so. I think he retires in Cleveland, and we'll see where Bronny James goes because he has said multiple times, "Ooh, oh
That was a
Reggie,
nice Reggie.
yeah, give it right back to him, Kobe. Don't let him get away with that." Uh oh.
Fish with the clutch bucket.
Oh, what do we say about Fish? Always hitting the big shots. He doesn't have a cute nickname like Big Shot Bob, but he can. He always hit.
Big swish fish.
There you go. How come no one ever came up with that one?
Oh no. I guess little swish fish because he's
Yeah,
small.
man, best. He don't give a shit about that shoulder. He wants to tie the series. Mark Jackson's like, oh. 95 all, 4.5 minutes to go. This is where this is the best time of the game right here. Everyone, the pressure's on. Look at Shaq. He's like, you can't guard me.
That was
Yeah,
one of the that was one of the most lame
what?
speeches ever. Can you dig it?
Reggie, oh, that was nasty. That was such a beautiful
And he
shot.
wants to give a little look back to the bench, the Lakers
Yeah,
bench.
that's something I always liked about Reggie was he was a talker, and apparently nowadays talking is bad. The NFL is like we can't have taunting.
Yeah, I mean, oh, I was so upset with the Pro Bowl this year. I'm like, if it wasn't already joke enough,
I refuse to watch it. I didn't watch a minute of it.
I
After
didn't even
last
know it was.
year,
I didn't even know it was flag football until I went over and seen it. I was like,
I won't watch that shit,
somebody was
man.
watching it, and I'm like, dude, I can't. I'm not watching this bullshit.
I'm bitter. I'll admit it. I'm bitter because the Pro Bowl used to be one of my favorite games of the year. And back when it was played in Honolulu, the week after the Super Bowl, so the Super Bowl winners and participants could play in it. Uh, and it was real football. It was tackle football. I don't understand why we still can't do it, but
They're
everyone,
afraid of injuries. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, look, even the NBA All Star game used to be like the best going against the best, and they played and tried. Now it's just a big hot dog game.
yeah, it depends. Like sometimes you get Kawhi. I remember 2 years ago when it was Kawhi versus LeBron, and it got a little heated, and that was fun to see.
Well, yeah, there's been a couple of games where, like, towards the end, they'll
Yeah,
actually play for the last few minutes, which is awesome and fun. But, like,
yeah,
I remember when they used to play hard the whole entire game, and it was just the best going against the best. And let's prove who it
exactly.
is. Let's prove the East or the West. Now they got
Yep.
all this draft bull crap and stuff like that. And I just,
Yeah, I just don't see the need to change it. Like East versus West, NFC versus AFC. Why are we messing with that? You know, when it's a tradition and you always play that, there's rivalry that develops. When you're drafting players and stuff like that, that's weird to me. And then, ooh, Reggie's catching fire here. He wants to tie this series up. And then, another one of my favorite games in the NBA All Star was the rookie sophomore game. And they've even changed that now to like the USA against the world. And it's like, man, keep it rookie sophomore. There was bragging rights for the rookies, and then the sophomores would be pissed if they get beat by the rookies. There was natural some animosity there.
right.
They just always mess with stuff, and I don't like it. Leave it alone.
Yeah, me either. See, that's what we were just talking about. Reggie right here, moving without the
Yep.
ball, and
Yep.
boom.
So hard to defend. And Harper's one of the better defenders. There's Kobe, man, attacking. And what that does is, gets you offensive rebound putback for Shaq. Even that's the thing, man. They're going to talk about inefficiency, right? Box score watchers are going to be like, there's Kobe with a missed layup. They don't see that Kobe aggressive drive to the rim opened it up for Shaq to get that offensive rebound putback. It's all tied together.
Well, absolutely, but like, how many players miss when you got a hand in your face and you're driving hard? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly. But I mean, that's good basketball. I mean,
how many open shots have you and I blown playing? You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody does it. Everybody does it.
I think you have better perspective when you actually play the game yourself, which me and you have done a lot. Like a lot of these kids, I feel like they're just fans and they don't actually play basketball, so they don't understand it at all.
I mean, look at Patrick Ewing. Look at
Man,
that layup he blew.
oh, I know. That's gonna make you sick. And it's like you've made that layup 1,000, 10,000 times,
Right.
And sometimes it's true, pressure bursts pipes. Why is it that in certain moments, some of the best players in the game will make a key mistake, and it's like
Because
out of
they're human.
character. Yeah, Shaq making his free throws. Oh, not that time, but usually he does here in the clutch. But damn, Jay Leno looking young.
Oh, we missed them both that time.
Yep. Pacers up one, about 2 minutes to go. Everyone's starting to stand up. Let's pay attention to these final 2 minutes here. See what happens here in this pivotal game four. Reggie with all the fakes, attacks. Good D, Kobe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good D.
Forcing up a bad shot. He feels like
Yep.
he was fouled.
Yep. They're not gonna call that though. I mean, that was just good positioning by Kobe.
I don't understand how he thought that was a foul on Kobe, though. He's actually the one that tried to push off.
He was just looking for a bailout, frustrated that he couldn't even hit the rim on that. All right, Kobe. Oh, oh,
Clutch.
hit that. Oh, isn't that beautiful? That's a young kid, man. He don't give a shit about the pressure.
He thrives under it.
Yeah. Reggie and Harper, man. That's like a wide receiver corner battle. Hit that, Reggie. Oh. This is like Deion Sanders against Jerry Rice over here. Look at that. Oh, come on, Reggie. You got to make that one. It was a tough left-handed floater, though. Me and you would have both missed that one.
Nah, I'd have hit it.
My left hand sucks. I got to make a
So,
right hand
yeah,
floater.
so does mine. That
All right,
hack a
shit.
Shack rule.
Yeah.
I'm glad they made that. That was so unfair.
Well, it was only within, you couldn't do it after the 2 minutes. So it has to be before the 2 minute warning. But yeah, that's why he got those 39 free throw attempts, was because the Larry Bird and the Pacers were doing that hack a Shaq. I remember when Shaq was complaining about it, and it was opening night. I think it was Spurs Suns, and the first play of the game, Popovich calls a hack a Shaq, and Shaq like looks over like, "What the fuck?" And Popovich is just dying laughing. Come on, Shaq. Not that time. All right. Lakers are up too, though. Pressure on Indiana here. Their season's on the line. You can't go down 3-1 to this Lakers team.
No.
Tough shot, Jalen Rose. Good defense. I think that was Ron Harper. Pacers in a tough spot right now. Larry Bird's like, man, do you think I can put on a jersey and check myself in right now?
Oh, Larry's ready to come hit a clutch shot.
Yeah. He's like, I
Maybe
don't need to
go
play any defense. Just give me a shot.
maybe go left-handed the whole game.
Hmm.
It was a good defense by Shaq there.
Yep. I think that was Glenn Rice with the body contact. So Robert Ory, big shot. Let's see if that applies to free throws.
No, it does not.
I like seeing Jalen Rose the player.
Yeah.
See him all the time on ESPN, but
Lakers plus 41 when Robert Ory's in the game. That's good.
yeah, just a winner. All right, 3-point Laker lead. What, less than a minute, I think. 44.
44.8.
Yep. This is Reggie Miller time. This is when you need a three.
Lakers got a foul to give if
Look at
they
Reggie.
want it. Old Sammy.
Yep. Sam Perkins, a former Laker, I think he won multiple champion. Or no, he never won a championship. He played on the Lakers, went to the finals. I don't think he won. He was on the Sonics in '96 when they played the Bulls and lost in the finals, and then on the Pacers here. There's Sam Perkins. Speak of the devil, hit that. Boom. Let's go. Everyone
That was
thinking
a
it's
clutch
Reggie.
shot.
Yeah, Sam Perkins on his birthday too. All right, Kobe, what you got? Look at look at this shit. Oh, good defense. He wants it back.
Oh,
Took him
bad
forever.
pass.
That wasn't a big
You got to
shot.
call a timeout there. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You see what Phil just said? Call timeout.
he knows.
Yep. He's like, They're gonna cut me after this year. I can feel it. All right, 17.4 to go. You just gave the ball to Indiana, so now it's an opportunity to take the lead, get the win. Pacers, you got to take advantage. See what they do. I would. I love when you see inside the huddle and hear Phil Jackson talking to the players. Phil was such a good coach, and he had a way of like commanding your attention. All right,
Yeah,
Best. Travis Best against Shaq. Break him down, man. I don't understand why they're bailing out Shaq. Good defense and an air ball from Best. That maybe that shoulder was hurting there.
yeah. He just tried to do too much dribbling. Got to get the
Yeah,
ball
like
moving.
attack. Unless that was maybe that was the play they called up for Best, but I wouldn't have called that. I feel like once he got switched on to Shaq, he's like, all right, I got a mismatch. But I would rather see him attack the rim than do a step back there. It was a decent look, but he just airballed that shit.
Yeah, and now you give them a chance to
Oh yeah, and you got shooters all over that Laker roster.
yeah. Right now, I probably have Robert Ory, Glenn Rice, Rick Fox, Kobe, and Shaq in the game.
Would you have Derek Fisher?
Ooh,
Maybe Derek
who?
Fisher for
Rick Fox.
yeah. Fox can hit that three too, though.
I know it.
So interesting thing that I learned from watching these series is that Phil Jackson would start Glenn Rice, but he would play Rick Fox in the clutch because he liked Rick Fox's defense compared to Glenn Rice, and Glenn Rice was more of a shooter than a defender. He liked Rick Fox's defense. Rick Fox defended Jalen Rose a lot, and he could defend Reggie Miller as well. Mark Jackson's like, you know what? I can already tell 20 years down the road, I'm going to be sitting next to Jeff Van Gundy for all these games. Hearing him. I like that team, though. Mark Jackson and Van Gundy.
Yeah.
They're great together. What do you think of? Because Mark Jackson took the Warriors job and was the head coach of the Steph Curry Warriors, and then for like 1 year, and then Steve Kerr took over. Do you think Kerr's that much better of a coach? Or do you think if they had kept Mark Jackson, they would still have a lot of championships?
They would have a lot of championships. Mark Jackson assembled that team.
Yeah. I agree. I think Steve Kerr's a little bit better of a coach though. And the thing that I like about Steve Kerr is that he won championships and played for some of the greatest coaches of all time. He played for Lenny Wilkens in Cleveland. He played for Phil Jackson in Chicago, and he played for Greg Popovich in San Antonio. So I'm sure Kerr learned a lot from those guys, you know? Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh man.
that was a good look.
Yeah, it
That was
was.
it looked like it was going down at first.
Yeah. Anytime Shaq gets off a good look like that, you're like, uh-oh. Overtime, the best two words in sports. Or best word. What is overtime two words or one?
I think it's one.
Okay, best word in sports. The best two, the best two words is game seven. That's what it is. Man. Close, Shaq. All right, overtime.
What about extra innings?
Yeah. Well, now that they got man, you know what I hate is that stupid extra innings rule where they just put a guy on second base for no reason.
So dumb.
So
So
dumb.
dumb. I'm tired of this crap.
I know, man. They need to hire Alex Leak and Chris as commissioners, man.
Right. And then also, I don't like how the NFL can end in a tie. No, I
Yeah.
don't. There should be no sport should ever be able to end in a damn tie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it used to be very rare because it was 15 minutes and first score wins. Now they're like, look, multiple teams can score and we're going to limit it to 10 minutes. So you're asking for more ties. And it's like, what are we doing here? We want more ties? What do we like? Who's deciding this stuff?
All I'm saying is, I feel like if it's tied after the next overtime, then you go to like a college football type deal.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I like that, but I would do it from the 50, not the 25 or whatever college
Oh
does.
yeah, 50 with the
Yeah.
NFL.
Yeah, because those offenses are so high powered.
Yeah, it's laughable anytime that there's a really good college team. They're like, you think they can beat? I don't care. The best college football team is not going to beat the worst NFL football team.
Oh,
They're going to
absolutely.
They're going to get dominated.
Yep, 100%. Talking about Georgia against what, the Houston Texans.
Texans will slaughter them.
Yeah, they'll slaughter them the same way Georgia slaughtered TCU.
Right. That was that was the worst
Dude, that was embarrassing, man.
national championship game I've ever seen.
Yeah, I thought
I
they were
mean,
gonna.
great for Georgia. Great game for Georgia. It's just it was boring. There was
Yeah, I'll agree with you. Michigan would have put up a much better fight.
Michigan just had a terrible game against TCU, and they still almost pulled it off.
Exactly, exactly. And it hurt not having Blake Corum.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate, but he is coming back this year, which is nice.
Yep. All right, 108.
I feel Michigan might have a chance to go back to the playoff again this year.
Oh yeah, Kobe with a big shot, putting him up four. Not afraid at all. Watch Kobe here, man. This is his time. Jalen Rose, nice spin move. Ooh, ooh.
Reggie with the clutch three.
Oh, Reggie said, "Fuck your defense." Reggie's one of those, man. Just give the ball to him. I want him to take the biggest shot. Damn, Shaq and one. That's the thing, man. Is like Shaq gets that much, that deep. Like, just let him dunk it. Like, you trying to foul him, you're not gonna stop him there. And then how about this shot by Reggie? Good D by Harper, but just a better O.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you could have done there.
Yeah,
Couldn't have played any better defense.
yeah. I mean, you want Reggie to be fading away there. That's a low percentage shot, but that's Reggie Miller. All right, 3-point game. Shaq missed the free throw. Keeps it a one possession game. They keep going to Rose. You see they're running the offense through Rose. Rose against Rice. I'm surprised Rice is out there instead of Fox. Foul on Shaq. That's six on
That's
Shaq. I
six.
think
He's out.
he's out. That's huge. What do you think of this call? Phil obviously doesn't like it. You think this is a legit call here for a sixth
Um,
foul? Look at those stats. Let's see the replay.
uh,
That
I don't think.
little acting by Smits there at the end sold it.
Yeah, I don't really agree with it, but it is what it is.
Look, if you're on your third or fourth and that makes you your fifth foul, okay, but I don't think you should foul Shaq out on that one. He doesn't either.
Here comes old John Sally.
Yep, the old veteran. All right. 3-point game, right?
Yep.
112, 109, 227 to go.
All right,
Go,
Smitty.
go to work on Sally.
Oh,
Nice touch. The thing, man, Smith was clutch too.
he had some finesse for sure.
It's been a great game so far, huh?
Time for Kobe to do what Kobe does.
Yep. No fear from the youngster. Break him down.
Uh,
Boom. Dude. I'm amazed by watching young Kobe. Like the 2000 season, I mean, against the Kings, he was doing shit. I tweeted it when I saw it. I was like, Kobe is doing stuff in the year 2000 as a 21-year-old that nobody in today's NBA is doing. Talk about evolution, man. Remember when Michael Vick split those two defenders and they ran into each other?
yeah,
Kobe did the same thing to Sacramento. He had Jason Williams and I think it was Doug Christie running into each other, and then he buries a three. Like
that's the
Kobe
thing.
had
I think
no fear and skill for days.
Kobe is probably by far like the best difficult shot maker of all
Yeah,
time.
Jordan's right there too, but I agree 100%. Kobe could make the maybe slightly more than Jordan. Kobe could make the most difficult shots. That was a
Yeah,
beautiful shot by Rick Smits. What
Kobe
in the
catching
world? This youngster is torching you, Indiana. Play some defense. Kobe's cooking. He's cooking with gas. Reggie blocking foul on John Sally. Good call. I think he was inside the restricted area. Look at Kobe here, man.
pull up jumper right in Mark Jackson's face.
Yep. Everyone
Yep.
says Reggie couldn't create. I've been watching this whole game and Reggie's created quite a few times. I don't know what people are talking about. They say he's just a shooter. He couldn't break you down on the dribble.
I mean,
Hashtag,
and oh, Reggie was cold. Reggie's shooting 50%.
yeah. Hashtag watch more basketball is what I'd tell him. All right. Lakers up one, less than a minute to go in OT. Everyone's standing. No one's sitting down.
Nice defense by Smits there.
That 7-4 with that length, he comes over with the help. That's all you got to do. That's a solid play by the center.
Brian
Oh,
Shaw with the putback.
you see what I mean by offensive rebounds? Brian Shaw, of all people, with the putback. Ooh, great take, Reggie.
Seems like that
No,
ankle loosened up just fine for Kobe.
yeah. Seriously, can you imagine being a Pacers fan and you see Brian Shaw with that putback? I'd be so mad. All right, Smith's to the line. Can he make his free throws? Yeah, look at this. Goes over and just perfectly. Brian Shaw. All right, two free throws for Rick Smiths. 22, 3 and 2.
Not a bad night.
Mm-hmm. Gets it to go.
Shaq's still frustrated.
This is a huge opportunity for Indiana. Now that Shaq's fouled out, you cannot lose this game. And that's the thing. They couldn't take advantage of game two either when Kobe missed 3 quarters and was hurt. It's like, look, if Kobe or Shaq's not on the court, those are must wins. All right. 1 point game. Money time. This is right. I mean, this is what separates winners and losers. Brian Shaw. Cold. Your boy Kobe with the offensive rebound putback. Kobe was everywhere in overtime.
Mm.
He's like, relax, guys, I got you. I miss Kobe, man. Just watching him hoop, man. It's like therapeutic to watch Kobe and Jordan and these guys hoop.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I just miss I just miss his knowledge too at this point.
yeah.
You know, I always watch highlights. I mean, I find myself I'm constantly looking up old highlights. I like to do that with the NFL too,
Mm-hmm.
like top 100 greatest runs of all time or just stuff like that.
So this is key. 5.9 seconds left, down three. It's looking desperate for Indiana, but I mean, you got Reggie Miller. And can you get a miracle here? Can you force it to double overtime? No Shaq, so maybe you can pull it out in double OT, but you need a big basket here. Watch this. Oh, what are you doing over there, Fox? Phil's so upset. Oh, see Jalen with that arm grab there?
Yep, he pulled him down.
Yeah, but to the officials, it looked like Fox did it. Smart move.
Phil was
Phil
not
doesn't
happy.
like that. All right, so I don't because it was an out of bounds play. I guess they get a free throw. So now it's a 2 point game. That's huge.
And
So
they
now,
get possession.
huh?
And they got possession, right?
Yeah. So a huge
Mm.
mistake there. And Phil just did the choke sign. Jack's like, don't do that, Rick. If you do that again, I'm gonna choke you out. Boom. There's contact there, and then Jalen, pulls him down. So all right, down two. They can go for the win or go for the tie. What would you do here?
It depends on what kind of look I had.
Yeah. If you can get Reggie Miller open for three, you go for it. If not,
If not, I'm driving to the basket and at least hoping for a foul or an and one or something.
yeah. I think I put the ball in Reggie's hands no matter what if I can. He's my best player. Again, if Larry Bird can throw in a jersey, I'd prefer that as well. But yeah, this is huge right here.
Let's see what they do. They both didn't do themselves any favors towards the end of the game and in this overtime, though.
Exactly. It's very much wide open for either team. Reggie. Oh, oh man. Bro, that
He
was
got
such
it.
a good look.
I. It looked like it was dropping too.
Me too. It was just slightly short. But I mean, if he makes that, the series is tied and it's likely going 7 games. People talk about how the Lakers were never really threatened in that three-peat, but this was a much closer series than people remember.
Well, Portland threatened them pretty good.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about in the finals. I mean,
Oh yeah.
um, but yeah, Portland took them to 7, and this series easily could have gone 7. Reggie, I mean, look, he's one of the best 3 point shooters of all time. You live with that shot. Ray Allen made his. Reggie was that close to making an all time shot right there.
Who do
Kobe
you
was,
take?
huh?
Who do you want taking your final 3 pointer? You want Reggie or Ray Allen? Who you taking?
I want Reggie. That's my personal preference. But honestly, I mean, Ray Allen's proven that he's gotten it done. Ray Allen, he's clutch as hell. Honestly, if I could pick anyone all time, I mean, Kobe is right there. Larry Bird, man, I trust Larry Bird in those moments.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell,
Steph
give me
Curry.
give me Durant.
Yeah. Steph Curry, Durant. Durant's proven that he's got that clutch gene. Not to leave anybody out, let's throw in Pistol Pete and Jerry West.
What about old MJ?
Oh yeah. MJ,
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't known as a three-point shooter, but absolutely. If there's a shot with the game on the line, I don't care if it's from half court or from the upper deck. Give me Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I'm rocking with Kobe.
Yeah.
For my life, I need a bucket. That's who I trust over anybody.
Yeah. Look, you take Kobe, I'll take Michael. Neither of us are going to lose very often. And
No, no,
we're going to
not
have a
at
lot
all.
of championships to show for it.
Well, that was definitely a good game.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on to break it down, and you have fun with it.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, we'll stay in touch, and you're welcome on any of the other ones upcoming. Like I said, we're gonna do Lakers Sixers. We can do Lakers Celtics Game 7. Remember that one,
Yes, sir.
Kobe. So all
We
right,
it doesn't always
Lakers.
have to be Lakers either, we can do
Yeah,
whatever. So
yeah. I'll keep you posted for sure.
yeah,
I'm
just
gonna
keep
try
in
to
touch
get
with me. Let me know.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get multiple friends on, like, give multiple people the opportunity. So we're gonna do a lot of these, man.
We
Uh, all spring and summer.
should do a draft episode.
Absolutely. So, all right, man. Good shit as always. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. We're gonna keep these coming out. Tell us in the comments what games you want us to do. And
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, and good shit, Chris. You killed it. Excellent job.
Yes, fun as always, man. I always enjoy coming on. I'd like to be on more. So yeah, for sure. Just keep me updated and you know,
Sounds
Lord
good.
willing, I'll be there.
Absolutely. Have
All
a
right,
great week,
man. Well, you
guys.
have a good night and thanks everybody.
Yep, you
The
too. And peace out.